Okay, I'm going to show you how to do my favorite exercise, the Yates barbell row. I've actually had a lot of people asking me questions about this lately, and so I just decided to make a video on it. Some of the tips for myself that I use, I'm going to show you right now. So first is how you grab the bar. In every exercise, you're going to get a better stretch and a better contraction by using a more narrower grip. So, contrary to popular opinion, people say you get a better stretch if you go wide grip on pull-ups. You actually get a way better stretch if you go narrow. Way better and far better contraction. This just shortens the range of motion. So you don't get as good of a stretch, you don't get as good of a contraction. Same thing with the barbell row. Same thing with basically every exercise. Whatever way makes the range of motion longer, you're gonna get a better stretch, better contraction. Now on the barbell row, you're trying to work your lats. It's a lat exercise. Dorian Yates, he had the biggest lats of all time, and this is how he built it. So these keys are really important. First off, when you lock yourself into position, Dorian liked to do, rather than the old 90-degree barbell rows that Arnold Schwarzenegger did, he did more of a 45-degree barbell row. He also preferred an underhand grip. If you use an underhand grip, you will get a far better contraction. Give it a try. I don't think it matters that much if you go overhand. Dorian did switch over to overhand because I think he hurt his bicep, and so to protect his bicep, he went into overhand. Maybe, that's 95% as good as an underhand row. So underhand row is better, but not that much better. Still great exercise if you go overhand. The next thing is, when you lock yourself into that position, you're doing a lat exercise. So the lats do not do this. That's hamstrings and lower back. So you want to lock yourself into position, and then you get the full stretch here. To get your lats into a position to contract fully, you want to pull those shoulder blades back and then do the lat movement. Okay? Pull the shoulder blades back, just like this. See, my arms are straight. I'm not even bending my arms yet. Shoulder blades back, then pull the lats. You do not want to use momentum here. That's not a lat movement. Okay? That's going to be a big one. Lock yourself into position. Also, one thing that is a huge mistake that I see people making is they do the movement too upright. They do it here, and that's going to be more of a trap movement, like a shrug. You're going to be able to use heavier weights, but you're not working your lats, which is the point of the exercise. Okay? So you want to do it. The way that I gauge where I do my rows is I get the bar to fall at least past my knees. So I get into a position 3/4 up my shins. And that's how I gauge it. The next thing is, I see this is a huge mistake people make. A lot of people, they pull the bar into their upper stomach, and that's going to work your biceps a lot more, and again, your traps. We want to work the lats, so you want to pull it into your lower stomach. And what I do is I pull the bar right across my thighs. Just across my thighs. And pull it into my lower stomach as low as possible. Okay? So that's some of the keys and the pointers, the cues that I use personally, and they work really great. Usually when I post videos, I just post like my top set. But the way that I get to that, I'll show you in this video. I do, typically for barbell rows, I do 3 sets. I'm gonna do 1 set with 135, 1 set with 225, 1 set with 315. I used to go up to like 405, and I would do an extra set, an extra warm-up set. But all the sets except the top set are just warm-up sets. I'm not going to failure. I'm not going that hard. I'm just getting my neurological system fired up and ready to do the movement. That's all it is. That's all I'm doing. Also, you want to pull the bar up faster than you lower it. So that's the gauge that I would use. Make sure you're lifting the weight faster than you're lowering it. Some people like to do 2 seconds up, 4 seconds down, whatever. You could do 10 seconds up, whatever. People like to do all kinds of different things. I kind of like to train a little bit explosively. As long as the form's good, I think that's great. Just lower it a little bit slower than you raise it. So I get really close to the bar, bend my knees just a little bit, get myself into that position. Underhand grip, supinated. I grab it about shoulder width. That's about as narrow as I could go because I can't pull it into my body. Shoulder width here. It's like the same position as doing a curl. And then I just lock myself into that position, and you'll see the bar goes below my knees and my back doesn't sway up and down. It stays locked into place. Absolutely my favorite exercise. Okay, on my second warm-up set with 225, I bring the straps in, wrist straps. This takes the grip out of it. It just hooks me to the bar. And basically, I do it because this isn't a grip exercise. Some people like to use it for a grip exercise. They like to not use straps so they can work their grip. But I don't want that to be the limiting factor for me. I want the limiting factor to be my lats failing. And me personally, my hands are not as strong as my lats. So I bring in the straps, and no belt yet, because this is really easy for me to do without a belt. So I don't need it. But I wait to the last set to add the straps and the belt. So it's just gonna be exactly the same as the first set, just with an extra 100 pounds on there. Same thing, the weight's gonna fall past the knees. Narrow grip. Explode the weight up quicker than you lower it. Simple. No swinging of the lower back. Keep it strict, or else you're done. Okay, so on my main set, my top set, my final set, this is really the only set that counts. The other ones were just getting me warmed up for this set. The goal is to do as many reps as possible with perfect form. So I'm not going to cheat to get extra reps, but I got the straps, I'm bringing the belt in, and I'm going for broke. So if I could get more reps than I thought, I will. But but not if I have to sacrifice my form. So this should look exactly like the other sets. It's just this is the one set that's actually the failure, and all the other sets were just warm-ups to get me ready for this one. Narrow grip, underhand, again, full stretch, full contraction. And this is the set you want to get a little fired up about. Lock myself into position, just pull that bar into my lower waist as hard as I can. Here's the dumbbell row, so you can see the movement, proper movement from another angle. So shoulder first, and then lat. To the lower waist.